Hello there, Wisecrack Nation. It's your boy Navi here, coming at you with a new episode for a new year. So far, we're on season 5, episode number 10, titled The Flash and the Furious. I know it's been a while, but it's time for The Flash to make his comeback in 2019. So let's get into this. We start off this episode in the year 2049, where we see that Eobard Thawne is still alive, and that Nora has been taking advice from him, learning about her speed and her powers, but didn't realize that Eobard was the one who killed her grandmother, Barry's mother. And because of the fact that her mother didn't tell her, or Eobard, she's now upset and decides not to go back to him for any more advice or help. Now, back in 2019, we see Team Flash going over possible leads for Cicada while getting ready to go to court to provide Cecile backup for her return. Unfortunately, Joe won't be there, nor Ralph because he's away visiting his mother. But since the Flash family is going to court, Caitlin and Cisco decide that it's time to start removing the shards of dark matter from Cisco's hands so he can start vibing again and using his powers. But one thing that nobody realizes is that Sherlock is doing a separate investigation which may help the team sooner down the road than later. Well, we see Cecile back at work as a DA going against Weather Witch and prosecuting her trial, but there seems to be an issue with Cecile's powers when seeing Weather Witch, which makes Cecile feel uncomfortable and notice something, but she doesn't say what it is. Well, hallelujah, we finally have Vibe back in action after Caitlin has removed all the dark matter shards from his wounds in his hand. So it seems that Vibe is going to be back in action pretty soon. But he reveals to Caitlin that he actually didn't miss being a superhero as much as being a scientist during his time when not using his powers, which is pretty interesting because anybody in the world would enjoy having superpowers, but I can see how not living your life without being threatened by a supervillain every week would be that way. Or not, isn't this where it seems during the trial of Weather Witch, there's another female villain who's listening in on the radio, which probably has some affiliation with her, and she decides to steal a man's Lamborghini while he's taking a DUI test with a police officer. And the way she steals his car is not through carjacking it the regular way, but she uses Metatech. Now you got to have some real guts, and I mean real guts, stealing a car right in front of a police officer while he's giving a man a DUI test. And the crazy thing about it is, the cop doesn't even try to chase him down or report it stolen. They just look at her as she drives away. What kind of lazy cop work is that? And a new issue arises while in court. Barry gets a page that the Lamborghini has been stolen and that he needs to go and stop it. So both he and Access have decided to leave Weather Witch's trial and go after the thief. But he knows that he needs to stand trial in order to put Weather Witch away. So he asks Cecile to give him 30 minutes to go ahead and catch the killer. But isn't this a reason why he has his daughter with him? You don't need 2 speedsters to catch one Lamborghini. But knowing Barry, he wants to be safe, so he takes his daughter with him to catch her. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out as they plan, as not only does the car thief lose the police, but she also affects the car with Meditech somehow to make it uneasy to stop or get a hold of once the Flash touches it. Because the moment he does, it creates a force field to literally repel him and make him keep vibrating, in which he phases through almost anything he touches. Fortunately, Nora gets Barry back to Star Labs to meet with Cisco and Caitlin and let them know that they needed help in order to get Barry to stop phasing. And their suggestion is to let him phase through the floor into one of the meta dampening rooms to hold his ability and keep him from phasing through anything else, which is pretty intelligent on their end. Unfortunately, there's good news and bad news. Because the fact that Barry's powers are acting up, he needs to stay inside the dampening room for maybe a day. Bad news is he won't be able to go back to court to help Cecile put Weatherwitch away. But Barry did have an idea to send Nora to the courtroom in his place and make sure that she goes on the stand. It seems that Cisco has picked up a few pointers from Caitlin as he ran an analysis on his DNA from when he was infected with dark matter shards to when he wasn't affected with dark matter shards, and found out that they could possibly make a serum in order to stop metahumans from having powers. Unfortunately, it leads to a small argument between Caitlin and Cisco because Cisco is scared that he won't be able to live a normal life again if he keeps his powers. Now, here's what I don't understand. Cisco was always cool with having powers. Now he isn't cool? I mean, what's going on with Cisco now? Is he still depressed over Vixen? Is he having a young life crisis? What is it? Please, make up your mind. And now, just as I thought would happen, the Lamborghini car thief has caught up with the policeman holding Weatherwitch, in which he speeds up in front of them, stops, and uses her Meditech to lock the police inside the car and go unlock Weatherwitch from the back, which is kind of weird because neither the carjacker nor Weatherwitch know each other. I mean, what is this, Thelma and Louise? Are they gonna drive off a cliff together or something? What's going on with this episode? It's like an episode of Arrow. You just don't know which way it's gonna go. Either you're going to jail or you're not going to jail. Either you're gonna get busted out. Either you're gonna wind up loving somebody one day and then not loving them the next. I mean, geez, CW, pick a direction you want to go. Well, it seems at Star Labs, the team has now come up to speed on the fact that Weatherwitch never made it to Iron Heights prison, and to come to find out the identity of the carjacker, who is a dishonorably discharged Air Force pilot nicknamed Silver Ghost. Well, I guess they just did Cisco's job for him, but seeing as she had no connection to Weatherwitch, the team now has to try to find out a way to locate them and deal with them at the same time. Unfortunately, Nora's going back to being a brat again and putting her real-life problems into the team's method of trying to figure out how to track down both Weatherwitch and Silver Ghost. She decides that Weatherwitch probably had something to do with it, not having all the facts. Well, now we figure out why Silver Ghost has gone and gotten Weatherwitch. She needs her to help her break into Argus to get some more Meditech and become even more powerful. But Weather Witch realizes she doesn't want that kind of life and to end up like her father. She wants to go back to jail and serve her time. Now, why can't more people be like this? You realize you're gonna go to jail regardless because you know you're gonna get caught. It's just to best serve your time and get out and live the rest of your life to the fullest. But no, you got stupid people just because their father or family member is a criminal that decide, oh, well, since people think that about my family member, they're gonna think that about me because I'm related to them. Nope, you can always go down a different road. There's more than one road for each person, and apparently Silver Ghost is too blind to see it. Well, it seems that Weather Witch has decided to turn herself back in, but she needs help from Excess or the Flash to vouch for her because, like I said before, she doesn't want to end up like her father. So, with Nora's help, Weather Witch is gonna go ahead and give Nora the location of Silver Ghost in order to help her set things right. In my opinion, Nora doesn't need to be a speedster, nor does she deserve to be the daughter of the Flash. She's one of the most dumbest superheroes there is. Yeah, at the beginning, I always doubted her and disbelieved in her, but she changed my mind at the end. But this just goes to prove that Nora is without a doubt the worst female superhero ever. And there's no amount of training or anything else that she could receive to make me change my mind otherwise. Whether Witch is trying to do right and help her and turn herself in after the fact that she's done with her. But no, Nora just takes her back to jail in the first place anyway. And the worst part about it is her mother is there to see it. I hope Iris tears her butt something new with a belt. I don't care if you can't catch her, but hey, you better do something, Iris. Well, it's a good thing Iris came back to the pipeline to meet up with Nora because she showed her Silver Ghost profile from the DOD, and it shows that Weather Witch never had a thing to do with Silver Ghost, which proves what I've been saying all along, that Nora is the dumbest superhero alive. She claims that she knows everything and that she's always right, but gets proven wrong at the end. When is Nora gonna figure out that she needs to keep her mouth zipped and listen to what the others are trying to teach her? And now I guess it seems like Cisco is trying to become like Dr. Frankenstein by making dark matter ore from Cicada's dark matter shards from his dagger to help stop metahumans and Meditech from being created. But luckily, Killer Frost comes into play and destroys it. But that leads to an even bigger argument between him and Killer Frost, because Killer Frost realizes that when Cicada tried to kill Cisco, Killer Frost points out that Cicada got in Cisco's head, making him feel like he'd never be normal again or have a family. He realizes that he enjoyed his time from being a superhero just to being a regular person was better. Well, it seems that Silver Ghost has made her way to Central City Police Department to go release Weather Witch, as we see one of the police officers in the parking lot report an incident over the radio where all the police cars and their alarms start going off. After all the police officers clear out to go check on the situation, Silver Ghost makes her way to go free Weather Witch and bring her her Meditech weather wand. Because of Nora, now Weather Witch wants to go ahead and be bad again. You know what, Nora? You finally done it. You've gone from being stupid to, well, I can't say this, on this review, but you know what you are. Somehow I get the feeling that this isn't gonna work out with her being a hero on The Flash. Now they've made their way to Argus to go ahead and steal what Silver Ghost wanted from them the entire time. A $24 million car designed by and made by Wisecrack. Now, if it was designed and made by Wisecrack, why would it be at Argus of all places? Bruce Wayne is not that stupid to give it away willingly. So now that they've got the car, they're decided to take a joyride in it. Yep, they're definitely Thelma and Louise. With Silver Ghost getting ready to hit Nora, Weather Witch decides to ice up the road and cause a momentary accident in order to prevent Nora from getting hit by the car. Unfortunately, Silver Ghost and Weather Witch escape, but luckily they get the car back, which is good enough for me, because if I lost $24 million like that, there's no way, and I mean no way, I'd ever forgive myself. Thank goodness 24 hours are up and Barry can come out of the metahuman dampening chamber. Because if Excess was the main superhero of the show for any longer, I would have changed the channel. Unfortunately, they've had no luck in tracking Weather Witch or Silver Ghost. There's always tomorrow. But luckily for Barry, he's back with his wife, and Cecile and Nora go to find Cisco. It seems that both Caitlin and Cisco have decided to make amends on their friendship and stop arguing, because Caitlin finally realizes why Cisco wants to go back to being normal. But there's a few ground rules that they have to live with. One, there's no forcing a cure on anyone. If they want to go back to being normal, they can. So it seems Team Kateco have finally gone back to working together and have decided to make Caitlin's father's laboratory in the North Pole, or somewhere in the North, their base of operations for finding a cure. And now we head back to the year 2049, in which Nora meets up with Eobard Thawne once again, to where she points out she still doesn't trust him, but she's going to give him the chance to show that he can change. And Thawne realizes that he doesn't have much time, as the timer shows that he has 51 minutes before something goes down. Unfortunately, we don't know what, but we know it happens in 51 minutes. So hopefully we'll get more clarification on that. But before this episode comes to a conclusion, we see Sherlock Holmes meet Gideon, in which case he asks for all the files on Nora West Allen. In which case, Gideon tells him that he can't access those files as to the fact that Nora has deleted them all, which shows that Nora definitely doesn't want her secret coming out to anyone. Well, Wisecrack Nation, this has been something of an interesting episode, as Nora proves she's still a dummy, but she's still the Flash's daughter. So hopefully she can learn to do better. I wish we had got to see more of the Flash in this episode, but with all the people that are on Team Flash, it's not Not as bad as it could be. Hopefully with next week's episode, it gets better. But for right now, I'm going back into the Speed Force and gonna come back at you with a new reaction next week. For right now, do as I always say. Be wise, crack hard, and thank you for staying with me till the end. Oh yeah, and as usual, do me a favor, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Peace.